Alright, now comes the fun part. Finishing all of these out.
Something on your mind, Edelgard? This may not be the best place to sit and think. An archer might try to take a lucky shot at you.
Right you are. I appreciate your concern. In here, I'm trapped in a whirlwind of political affairs. I just needed to escape for a moment to get some fresh air.
I understand completely. May I ask what was on your mind? I'd like to help.
To be honest, I still can't forget what you told me before. I don't want you to misunderstand and think I'm against everything the church represents. There's good there, buried in the corruption. Still, I find it extremely difficult to step back and accept the good, overlooking all the rest. For the world to start anew, it's necessary for the nobility system and the Church of Seiros to both be completely crushed.
Perhaps. I suppose that might be the only way for you to achieve your goals.
I believe so. But then I think about people like you, who are devoted to the goddess. People who are unlike the others, who are willing to fight for themselves rather than leaving everything in the hands of a higher power. When I achieve my aim, I'll be crushing your emotional and spiritual support. Yet despite all that, you're still here, still supporting me.
Don't worry yourself about that, Edelgard. People are always weaker than you think, but never as weak as you expect.
Where are you going with that line?
The goddess is our silent foundation. She watches over our every step, but never gets directly involved. You, on the other hand, want to support us with your own flesh and blood, to push us forward toward a better future. As it were, some problems require drastic measures. I believe you know that better than anyone. It takes strength to take those measures. That's why you inspire people. You're probably why some of them get out of bed in the morning.
You're too kind.
Now, I've just been around a bit longer than you, that's all. While we're on the subject, yes, the goddess does supply me with emotional support. But so do you, whether you know it or not.
What do you mean by that?
Just what I said, my dear. Just what I said.
Now I'm blushing. Let's change the subject, shall we?
As you wish. I think I've said quite enough as it is.
Probably. Alright. Now... Ooh, this is gonna be fun.
Hello, Ferdinand. Wait, that aroma.
Huh?
Your nose is as sharp as ever, Hubert. Yes, it is a bag of fresh coffee beans.
Why did you buy coffee? You said you don't care for it.
My stance has not changed. Drab, bitter, with that muddy texture. If I have even a sip, my hands start to tremble.
You and I will get along.
Rather harsh. What are you doing with it then?
Well, you see, but wait a moment. What is that? Is that an imported tea from the East?
It is indeed. Keen eyes.
Wait.
Flaunting my favorite drink right in front of me. And you do not even drink tea. Fiendish. It is for Edelgard, I assume.
Before I answer that, I would like to know what you are doing with the coffee.
You both had the exact same ideas, didn't you?
Well,
Is it a gift? Perhaps for someone you fancy?
A gift, yes. For you.
Who is the unlucky... Did you say for me? This coffee is a gift for me. Have I heard you correctly?
It's not often to see him flustered. I like this.
Yes, that is what I said. A noble does not go back on his word. Just take it.
I should decline.
Why?
The thought of receiving a gift from you, unbidden and unreciprocated, fills me with revulsion. Therefore, accept this tea as a gift from me.
For me? Are you certain? I would hate to deprive the intended recipient of such a fine tea.
You were always the recipient, weren't you?
That would be difficult to do, since I bought it with you in mind.
Oh, in that case, thank you. What? You were planning to give this to me all along?
That is what I said.
What is with you two?
Really?
Uh-oh, you're gonna get him mad at you.
Only one thing to do. We must take a tea break.
Very well. But tea is not what I will be drinking.
Of course. I will make you some coffee.
Then I will prepare the tea.
The grudging acceptance of each other? You know what, I'm okay with that. I'm very much okay with that. Ooh, more politics.
I must thank you for lending your expertise to the aid of Her Majesty, Hanneman.
Your gratitude is wasted on me, Hubert. I choose this situation entirely because it benefits me. I could carry out my research anywhere, of course, but that is, as they say, beside the point.
Is that so?
Hubert, there's something I want to tell you. Will you hear me out?
Depends what it is.
It concerns your father.
Then no, absolutely not.
Oh boy.
Oh, by all means, cover your ears and run out of the room. I'll still speak the words, for I feel that I must. Your father, the Marquis of Vestra, well, rather the former Marquis of Vestra, was a selfless man. He was practical and never sought power for the sake of power. In that respect, you and he are rather alike.
Where are you going with
Do you
this?
think such a man would so easily betray his emperor, even if led astray by the Prime Minister?
Clearly, yes. That's exactly what he did. He played a large part in the assault on the palace, personally spearheaded the Emperor's capture. The thought of those treacherous arms reaching out for Her Majesty is truly upsetting.
Agreed. Facts are facts. The palace walls are stuffed with countless truths, all of them concealed by the stones and mortar of fact. I hoped you would have the capacity to see the unfettered truth.
Where are you going with this? What, are you trying to say that... What? Huh? Where are you going with this?
But I fear that where your father is concerned, your eyes may see only what you wish them to see.
I'll take that under advisement.
Feel free to ignore me. I know full well I have my own blind spots. It's just, I believe your father had something he was trying to protect. Bearing a stain on his honor, being purged by his own son, all in the name of protection. I speak from knowledge, as someone who failed to protect something I held dear.
Let's say you're right. Suppose he did it to protect something he cared about. It doesn't matter. Doesn't change his actions or my judgment of them. My father was a traitor to House Hraesvelg, and he deserved what he got. That was me protecting something I care about.
Ah, I can see the right of that. You have chosen your own path, Hubert. Continue protecting what you wish to protect, and I shall support you from the bottom of my heart.
Huh. I was expecting some kind of revelation that Marquis Vestra was trying to effectively protect them by... What, was he trying to subvert that? Or did he think that it was the only way to secure the Empire's future? What was the goal there? Huh. Curious and curious, I believe I haven't seen this one. I believe I've only got the C support here.
Professor Hanneman, do you have a moment?
Linhardt, of course.
Last time we talked, you mentioned the importance of having goals. I gave it some thought, and in the end, I couldn't find one.
Well, no need to panic. Sometimes a goal can reveal itself to you without warning.
What's your goal, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, mine? I want to create a world where everyone can access the power of crests, where no one has to suffer from having or not having that power.
Huh. That's a pretty big dream. But then wouldn't you end up studying everyone? In that world, you'd be killing yourself trying to do research on every person alive.
Ah, you may be right. But at least then, we wouldn't be the only ones taking such pains. The more people who have crests, the more people who will do research. And with more students, the research will progress far faster than it is today. That also means there would be less of the back and forth you don't have the energy for, which should make you happy.
Maybe so.
Does that still do nothing to pique your interest?
To be brutally honest, it would be way less exhausting, but less satisfying as well. That's like fishing at a market.
So you at least understand that much. That is why I do research. If someone's going to see results someday, then I want it to be me. That's a thought that keeps me moving forward, even when it is difficult to do so.
That sounds like enthusiasm. That's not something I have. But if we work together, I wonder if it would spark that enthusiasm.
Are you saying you would agree to study crests with your old professor?
In the end, I think it would probably be more interesting than fishing alone. I don't even have anyone to show any big fish I catch.
Oh, as it were, I feel very much like someone who's made a catch.
Oh boy.
The future shall hold even greater things than that. That's a promise.
I'm surprised there's no ace support associated with that. Even so. Alright, so, I'm pretty sure I've seen this one, or at least looked it up, but...
There she is, and she seems to be alone. Now's my chance. Bernadetta, hello! May I ask you something?
What? Me? I've seen nothing!
Oh boy.
I wasn't even there! You have no proof!
Just turn around.
Even if I was there, it's not a crime to find people's hobbies fascinating!
What?
I'll forget everything! I'll never tell a soul where I found them or what they were wearing or any of it!
Wait, what?
Hold on. Please calm down. It's just me.
Is it though?
Huh? Oh, it's you, Eloise. What a relief.
That's right. Your denials really piqued my curiosity, but I'm glad you've calmed down.
Did you want to talk to me about something?
I did. Listen. You're always so skittish. Just now, for example. But when you saw it was me, you were fine. Why is that? It's been on my mind since I delivered that package. You don't seem scared of me at all.
Were you hoping I would be?
What? Oh, no, certainly not. I was just making an observation.
Well, I guess it's because you remind me of my uncle. He's the only one in my family who's ever been kind to me, and he's the only man I can talk to normally. My uncle and I never did talk that much, but we didn't need to. We just understood each other. Anyway, you really remind me of him, so talking to you feels comfortable.
Ah, so that's why. At last the mystery's solved. Your uncle and I must be quite alike. Is it my face, my physique?
Kind of, but I think it's more your personality.
My personality?
Yeah. You're always so bright, cheerful, and gentle. You put people at ease.
Well, I'm honored to hear you say so. I'd like to meet this uncle of yours. He sounds like a genial fellow. Whereabouts does he live?
Uh-oh.
Oh, my uncle?
I do remember this part.
I just remembered something. I have to go.
I remember that part. Yeah, that should tell you all you need to know even without looking ahead. So, is there anything more? Let's see, I've already looked that one up on my own, so I'll ignore that for the time being. So before I launch into that, how's this end?
Mission complete. We're done here.
Let's report back.
Well done out there, Raphael.
Did I do good? My presence wasn't too leaky or anything?
You weren't perfect. But you were good enough. The enemy didn't notice you, and that's all that counts. You should do well in battle, too.
Oh, yeah! Thanks for taking me on the mission with you, Shamir. Now, how can I repay you?
Please, there's no need.
As if that would stop him.
Aw, come on. Don't be like that. I swear, I'll do whatever I can to...
Okay, if you insist. Then go back to the way you were. That's enough for me.
Huh?
I don't get it.
You're now able to go undetected on the battlefield, but usually you...
Ah, I know. I spent too much energy trying to hide my presence. I gotta train more so it comes naturally.
I was actually going to suggest the opposite. Your presence is a comfort to your allies. I am also more comfortable knowing that you're around.
Really? If that's how you feel, then we gotta stick together. We can eat meals together, train together, hang out together, or...
No. I mean, that won't be necessary.
Oh, alright. I guess I'll leave you alone then.
That's not what I meant either.
Make up your mind, Shamir.
I won't stop you if you wish to continue working with me. Let's do recon again sometime.
Really? That's great! I can't wait!
Okay then. Alright. I think all that remains... Oh yeah, this one last one. Then we go into Ashen Wolves.
Manuela, there's something I must discuss with you.
Okay, this one I remember, but it's too amusing.
Elise, hello. You're looking more serious than usual. Is everything okay?
Nope.
I'm in dire straits. Can you help me think of a gift for my daughter? Her birthday's just around the corner, and I can't think of anything to send her. Frankly, though I've sent her some wonderful gifts over the years, she never seems too excited about them. So, this year, I want to send her something special. Something that she'll gush about.
I wouldn't know the first thing about buying a gift for a child, never having had one myself. Now, I must ask you to leave the infirmary. I need to make room for sick and injured patients, who I am sure will arrive at any moment.
I'm sure.
Please have a heart. Can't you help me at all? This is an emergency. I've been racking my brain. I have no idea what she might like, and time's running out. I thought that a young woman such as yourself might be able to help.
Uh-oh.
Young? Did you just call me... Could you repeat that, please?
Of course. Anything for a young, charming beauty such as yourself.
You're married, Eloise. Be careful what you say.
I can think of none worthier of that description.
Well, your quite astute observations have inspired me. So, let's discuss your daughter's birthday gift.
Oh, thank you. In that case, will you come shopping with me when you're done for the day?
Very well. Now, let's begin with the simplest question. What does your daughter enjoy? What kind of gifts have you given her for previous birthdays?
Well, for the past few years, I've been sending her ancient coins.
Well, that's your interest.
Excuse me?
Coins, I said, from ancient civilizations. I've been diligently collecting them and passing them on. They're precious and historically significant. The makings of a great gift, don't you think?
Nope.
Is something wrong? Oh, you don't think an ancient coin is much of a present, I take it?
I'm sure that for the right person, such a gift would be exquisite. You know what, Eloise? Don't you fret. I'll think of something that will make your daughter happy and make up for all of your other gifts.
Oh boy. That's the thing I need to really see. Oh boy. Where are they gonna go with that? Alright, so I think the only ones remaining are the wolves and Yuritsa. So, let's power through them. You're sitting down with the Death Knight and not screaming.
Lately, I've noticed that our lunch times seem to coincide with one another's, and I...
Oh no! Am I bothering you? I am, aren't I? I knew you were getting too carried away, Bernie! I mean, it's no wonder you don't want to have lunch with me anymore. Just having me around probably makes your food taste awful.
Why are you hanging around with them? He's the Death Knight!
My food tastes the same as it always does. I was merely stating a fact about our lunches coinciding.
Oh.
but I am curious as to why you want to eat with me. It isn't that you...
Please forgive me!
Oh no, what now?
I'm so sorry. I've been using you to avoid people.
What? Okay, that makes some more sense, but why would you use the Death Knight? But the person whom you know as a killer. To be fair, everyone's a killer in this army, but you get the point!
The truth is, hardly anyone ever comes near us, and it's been such a relief.
That's it? Well then, I don't mind.
You don't?
When last we spoke, you mentioned feeling a kinship to me. So I wondered if you were thinking that we may be kindred spirits of a sort.
Oh? I mean, of course not, Yuritsa! I didn't mean anything like that at all! Kindred spirits? Us?
You're bad at lying.
But I mean, totally hypothetical here, but, if I did think we were kindred spirits, would, there be a problem with that?
Yes, there would. The reason I dislike people is because if I don't keep my distance, it is only a matter of time before I kill them. If you continue spending time near me, death may find its way to you.
Oh, I see. I'm not quite sure how to say this, but I'm willing to take the risk.
Why?
I mean, we're in the middle of a war. I could die at any point now, even tomorrow. So, if being near you means feeling comfortable during my final hours, well, that sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
Until he's the one striking the killing blow. Come on, come on. Surely you would think of this, Yuritsa.
I wasn't entirely honest with you just now about the whole kindred spirits thingy. You want the real truth? I actually think we are. You and I have a whole lot in common. We both had a dark, troubling past. We both built walls around ourselves in response to that, to keep people out. Me, I take all my past hurts out on myself. But you, Yuritsa, you take yours out on the world. Maybe that's why you harm people. That was really overstepping, wasn't it? I'm sorry!
This again. Is she wrong, though? I mean, is she wrong, though? Now, where's this go?
I must thank you, Emil.
Oh, what's this about?
Why?
You came to my aid in that recent skirmish. I loathe being in anyone's debt, so I brought you something as thanks. How it warms my heart to see you taking my advice about learning to work with others.
I do not recall.
You don't recall working with others? Or you don't recall coming to my aid?
My memories from battle are always a blur. The creature that you saw is me, and is not me.
That sounds perfectly meaningless. And yet, I may know exactly what you mean. That aside, this should serve to balance the scales between us. Here.
This...
What is it?
It's the same variety of flower you would give to me those many years ago.
Huh.
I found it at a florist in town. Though I suppose your memory of those days isn't as sharp as mine.
I remember this. I gave you a rose when Count Nouvelle brought you along on his visit to House Bartels. I used to tend to the roses with Mercedes and Mother in the garden.
So you do remember. The garden of House Bartels did tend to make an impression.
Mother and Mercedes were always so blissful when they spent time there.
You picked a rose and gave it to me, like the knights in the stories. Your story took a tragic turn. Time has had its way with you.
I thought the same upon seeing you.
Your sympathy is noted. Of the two of us, only I could be said to have aged gracefully.
That is not what I meant.
Here we go.
We cannot go back in time. That was my meaning.
Do not be so hasty. Anything lost can be regained. The garden may be gone now, but that will change once I have rebuilt House Nouvelle. You'll see when you walk into the grand rose garden I shall have planted in the center of the estate. You'll come and see it, won't you, Emile? Along with Mercedes and your mother, of course.
You believe you are capable of that?
With you assisting me, it is practically guaranteed.
Is it now?
Some will undoubtedly take forceful issue with the restoration. That's where you come in.
Wait, what?
What a privilege I am granting you to play a part in the return of my noble house.
Are you okay? Wait, hang on. Did I hear that right? I don't know how to feel about
A
that.
smile spreading across your face? Now that is a rare blossom indeed.
Only when in the company of a select few.
Huh. Okay then. Curious and curiouser. Alright then. So, we've already seen the final one between Yuritsa and Mercedes, so let's see to the final wolf conversation, I think.
Hey, take this.
Oh no, what's this?
That smell. That sound. This is gold. A sizable stash of precious gold.
What the hell's going on?
What gives? Don't tell me you got your mitts on the Empire's vault.
You fool. It's simply a reward. Nothing to get in a tizzy over.
Over what?
No way I can accept this, pal. Trust me, I haven't done anything to deserve it.
Just shut up and take it. Call it your fee for providing me with information.
I thought those were because he lost bets.
What you told me. The tale from your mother's homeland? It really helped me. Anyway, if you don't actually need it, I'm sure you'll find a use for it. Maybe take your mom out for a night on the town.
Wait, huh?
Looks like you're insisting then. Fine, I'll use it to buy her some good grub. But I thought you didn't actually find any answers in my little tale.
Not quite, but it helped me in other ways. I've stopped vexing myself over unimportant details, like who I am or who I think I might be.
That's all fine and good, but is it really worth its weight in gold? This is coin we're talking about.
Are you really trying to say no to coin?
Look, do you want it or not? Is there something else you prefer?
Oh no, what now?
Wow, that was one hell of a sigh.
Look, you're better than me at thinking and betting, but right in this moment, you're the fool. You. Do I like gold? Yes. Do I want it? Need it? Yes and yes. While we're at it, I like brawling. Women too.
Where are you going with this?
But there's something that I care about even more than gold, fighting, and women. Any ideas?
Oh, this is tough. Let me guess. Hopelessly losing every bet you place?
Really?
A good drink?
Okay, that one might be true.
You really think highly of me, don't you? Dead wrong. It's having a bash bro. A friend to fight with and fight for.
Seems I was a bit off base there.
I guess to you, everyone is either an underling or a business associate. But with a bash bro, there's no such thing as an overdue loan. No hierarchies or other nonsense. It's someone to trust, both in and out of battle. Someone to share life's ups and downs with.
I see. No need to reward a bash bro, I suppose.
That's the ticket. I know you were born into a world of trickery and exploitation, but you don't have to live like that anymore. Now you've got me.
I'm not accustomed to talks like this, I must admit. How can I frame this? Nobody even knows my real name. Are you actually comfortable confessing such a warmth towards someone so cold?
Clearly. No matter who you are or what you've done, I care about you. That won't ever change.
Now that is fresh.
I told you my feelings and you laughed. You're one of a kind, pal.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I've got to admit, I thought I'd heard it all. But you've managed to surprise me. It's the first time anyone has ever said something so sincere without trying to get something out of me.
Huh, really?
I could try to say it again with more swagger if that helps.
Please don't. Actually, please do. That would be amusing.
Nah, no need. Bash Bros. Has a nice ring to it.
What, Smash Bros was already taken?
From here forward, we are forever Bash Bros, friend.
Jeez.
I've got your back, pal.
Okay, I'm okay with that outcome. Alrighty, so I believe, okay, apart from Constance and Ferdinand, I think that covers everything I can do in Crimson Flower. Actually, yeah, all that really remains. Actually, I'll have to go looking through my notes, but I think this conversation is the only one that I have yet to unlock with... Well, actually, I think there's a couple left between Aloise, but I think I've unlocked everything else. Oh, right. Manuela and Dorothea as well. So actually, I've gotten pretty darn close. Might be able to just unlock the remainder by just throwing more at the Waitseer. In that case, yeah. Alright. I'll have everything unlocked for Crimson Flower, so if I ever want to do a maddening run with Male Byleth to unlock NES supports there, I'll be able to. So, that should do it. It's getting close, and then I guess I'll run back through, grab all the ones regarding... Well, actually, I'll need to grab the one regarding Balthus, and I'll need to play through Silver Snow to get a bunch more of the S supports, because it'll probably be easier to get the S supports there. I probably won't show too many of them, because I've looked up most of the ones I already care about, but we'll see what happens. For now, though, back to the fray. I wasn't planning on launching into new support conversations so soon, but I suppose now we have to. Oh wait, that's your crest, isn't it?
Another failure! How? Was there an error in my calculations? I had precious few materials as things stood. Where will I get more once these run out?
Sorry.
Oh, don't act so rueful. You carried out my directions faithfully. Neither the credit nor the blame ought to be yours. My grand achievement is further away than I had hoped. House Nouvelle's future seems so dim.
You'll get it.
You're correct, of course. I mustn't be discouraged. It is hard to maintain one's patience after 5 years. But in the greater context of the history of House Nouvelle, 5 years is barely worth counting.
That's the spirit.
I have been in a low place indeed to require so much reassurance. And for your reassurance, I am truly grateful. You have spurred me to continue my research. You've been useful to me in many ways, in fact. Research assistant, confidant, test subject. All of this is preparing you well for your greater role to come.
Wait, huh? Which is?
My personal attendant. There are few as naturally servile as you in all of Fodlan.
I mean, this is Crimson Flower, but, no.
When House Nouvelle is at long last restored, we simply must find the proper position for you. Granted, this will be difficult, perhaps even impossible to accept, given your current status.
There you go.
But I rarely let the impossible stop me.
You say that,
I
but...
shall see it all done. The restoration of my house, installing you as my servant, and more. Are you ready for the next steps?
I'm glad you've perked up.
Oh, come now. My sulk ended minutes ago. Do keep up. But on the rare occasion that I find myself at a loss, I grant you permission to lift my spirits.
Sure.
I don't know that I care for the hint of resignation in your tone, but no matter. I expect you to do your all for the sake of my house nonetheless.
I really wish Byleth had a voice outside of combat. Ah, well, take what you get, I suppose.
I thank you.
Oh, hey! A support between Hubert and Shamir. Here we go. I do vaguely remember this one from when I looked it
All
up.
finished. Time to go.
But...
You really must stop sneaking up on me, Shamir.
And what if I don't? I can take you.
Maybe. Either way, it's a waste to fight an ally.
We're allies now? I guess I should be more careful with you. Are you sure it was right to kill them? I believe your mistress told you to let them go.
That is exactly what I will say I did. But leaving them alive would have been a mistake. I did what had to be done.
Is that so? Maybe you're not just some sycophant. It takes guts to disobey a direct order.
Lady Edelgard's time is rightfully occupied with a great deal of concern and contemplation. Her affairs are of far greater consequence than a trifle like this. Much rests on the decisions she makes. But little details of this kind happen to be my area of expertise, so I simply handle them. Better that than to burden her with needless debate.
Logical through and through, aren't you?
That is how I do things.
I like people who are thorough.
You seem quite thorough in your methods as well.
As a rule, I am. Regarding decisions, I planned on leaving Fodlan after completing my contract. But now I'm starting to think I might stay here.
Stay here. I'm forced to wonder what your intentions might be.
I have no ulterior motives. I've just grown a little fond of you.
Excuse me? You've what?
For someone so intelligent, you're very dense. It's not just about you, though. I've learned to like Lady Edelgard and most everyone else here as well. I wouldn't mind staying on to work as your specialist.
It's a fine offer. But perhaps we should wait until after the war to discuss it thoroughly.
Fair. But you owe me, remember?
Not much I can say to that, is there?
Yep. Begrudging respect. Not a very personal person, Hubert, but you do at least get some begrudging respect out of him. Alright, so is there any other conversation I need to look into? Ah, this one.
You there.
Uh-oh.
Ah, is there something I can do for you, Constance?
Rightfully nervous. Good.
Is there something you can do? Of course there is.
Uh-oh.
Well, what is it?
It ought to be plain.
I do not follow. Please, clarify what you mean.
Have you forgotten the day I revealed to you my silly little dream? If you weren't paying attention, I shall be cross.
Oh, yes. You must be referring to the oblique request you made concerning peaks and valleys. Not seeing a peak ahead of you, you hoped I might help lift you out of your lowly
Precisely. You've summed it up completely. Now that you know of what I speak, I want you to forget it immediately. Act as if you heard nothing.
Why?
You want me to forget the occasion you just asked me to remember. I see. Before I discard this memory entirely, might I be so bold as to ask why?
Is it not obvious? I don't want my weakness bandied about. I vowed to restore House Nouvelle through my own grand achievement. Just as I would not abandon this dream, I would not accept it being handed to me. Though if I am to be quite honest, the real reason is that letting you in on this vulnerability was an indiscretion I won't repeat.
Is it really so bad to open up, though?
I see. What a curious situation.
I don't take your meaning.
5 years ago, with the cladding of my highborn status stripped away, I was vulnerable and exposed. To borrow your words, I was in a valley, and a thick shroud of fog obscured the peak before me. Now, the cloud has lifted a bit, and I can see a glimpse of what lies ahead.
And what, dare I ask, do you see?
There is a towering cliff for you to scale, and a long, rocky path lying ahead of me. Rather than ascending separately, we can join hands and face these obstacles together. Then, we can reach the heights of our forebears. Or, dare I say, even higher.
Even higher, you say? Now you remind me once more of the boy I knew. I have but one concern.
And what might that be?
That I shall outpace your laggardly efforts.
Really?
Huh? I was being sincere, you know.
And that's exactly why she said it. Oh, come on, you can't end it there. Don't do this to me. Scum. Absolute scum. Please, is there any more that I need to see to? It doesn't look good. Alright, moving on. Alright, so all the remaining ones entail the church members, to an extent, so let's go ahead and walk through them. Why did I just do that? Because I can.
Leave this to me. Go!
Shamir, look out! Ah!
Caspar! Are you alright? Talk to me!
Shamir!
Lower your voice. I'm right here.
Look out! The enemy's right... We're in the infirmary?
You're in the infirmary.
Correct. It took you a while to wake up. You nearly died protecting me. Why did you do something so reckless?
Well, I saw that you were in trouble, and...
Is this your attempt to take responsibility for your father's actions? I don't need your pity, Caspar.
Wait a minute. I do feel guilty for what my father did to the Dagdans, but this has nothing to do with that. I saw you were in danger and my body moved before I could even think about it. That's all.
You are still a fool. Learn to protect yourself before trying to protect me. There's no point in losing one life to save another. Yours holds just as much value as mine.
I understand what you're saying, but...
However, I cannot deny that I owe you a debt. Thank you, Caspar. And I apologize.
For what? You didn't do anything.
For when we spoke before. I may have been too harsh. I cannot hold a grudge against someone who would risk his life for mine. That said, you need not worry about me.
Apparently he does.
Yeah, glad to hear it. But I gotta say, not worrying about you is a lot easier said than done.
Sounds about right. So, I'll need to unlock the A support with that still, but I can do that real quick once I'm done with the rest.
Dorothea? You look as if something's terribly wrong.
I do? Oh, nothing's wrong. Not really. I've just been thinking about the future. And what happens when the war is over.
And tell me, what is your vision of the future like?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. I guess I don't know what to expect. In my life, I've met all sorts of people who've lived lots of different ways. So now I'm trying to figure out how I want to live. I'm free, unlike so many people. I have the ability to take control of my own fate. Like you.
Well, I quit the opera to join the Officers' Academy as a professor. Then I joined this war because, well, I don't know. I'm hoping for an end to it. Peace for the world. Even though I took control of my own fate, I still haven't found the man of my dreams.
You'll find him. He's out there somewhere. You know, there is one thing I want for the future.
So, you've got a dream after all.
Well, it's a dream I've always had. You'll think this is silly, but I'd like to stand beside you.
I don't get it.
Neither do I.
When you left the opera company, I took your place. I stood center stage and sang, and everyone cheered for me. I wish the cheers were for me and you. I wish we stood on that stage together.
Fair enough.
I have to tell you something. The first time I saw you on stage, I felt you were the one I wanted to hear sing. I already had plans to leave the opera company, but when I met you, I knew I couldn't leave until I saw you take your rightful place. You're right, though. It would have been nice to stand beside you on stage, even just once.
Maybe we weren't together then, but we're together here, now. And in the future, maybe it won't be so bad if you never find that man of your dreams.
What do you mean by that?
Oh boy, here we go.
You and me.
I won't find a guy either. We can just be together. I think that'd be pretty nice, don't you? Living together and doing whatever we want.
Huh. You know, that could be nice. It'd be like you and me, finally together on stage. The lights shining down, our gowns and jewels sparkling. Just us.
Sparkling in the stage lights forever.
Fair enough. Alright, now the real fun one, if I remember this correctly.
I finally have a day all on my own. A day inside my room. At last I feel as free as a bird that's flown.
Why does everybody in this game have a good singing voice? Why don't I get to hear more of it?
Bernadetta, do you have a moment?
I wasn't looking at their hats, I swear!
What?
And if I was, I wouldn't say a word about them. Not even if you tortured me. Mercy, please! I can keep a secret honest!
Just turn around!
Hold on! It's me, Eloise. Calm down.
Huh? Oh, Eloise. I was sure you'd, never mind.
Why?
I can't help but wonder about these hats you were looking at. But I'll set that aside for now. I wanted to apologize for being insensitive. I can't believe I trampled on your emotions like that.
Huh? Was there something you did? I don't remember anything.
About your dear uncle. It never crossed my mind that he might have passed away.
Oh, that. Don't worry about it.
But it clearly upset you. I can't even express how guilty I feel about opening an old wound like that. I'm so sorry.
Hey, it's okay. You're reminding me of him even now. And it's completely fine. I'm glad we talked about it.
Is that so? Well then, why did you look so sad when I mentioned him?
The truth is, I realized I hadn't visited my uncle's grave in a long time. With me not showing up for so long, I imagined him being worried about me.
I see. He must have been quite dear to you.
Hey, that gives me a great idea. Why don't we go see my uncle together sometime?
You want me to visit your uncle's grave, but I don't have any connection with him.
Sure you do. You're connected by me.
I didn't think of that. All right then, I accept. If you don't mind my tagging along, I'll gladly accompany you.
Great! Thanks, Uncle... thanks, Eloise.
Alrighty then. Now the one I really wanted to see. How the hell does this end up?
I can't express enough how grateful I am for your help with my daughter. She was over the moon about the gift you chose.
Oh, wonderful. I would have expected no less after the effort I put into finding the perfect gift.
I even received a thank you letter from her. Would you care to read it?
I shouldn't be reading your personal letters, Eloise.
Don't worry. Look who it's addressed to.
Yes, I see you here, and to the person who selected my gift?
Come on, you think Eloise wouldn't give you credit?
That's my daughter for you. Perceptive. She can see right through my little schemes.
Wait, you didn't tell her and she... You know what? Either way.
It wouldn't take a genius to figure it out after being sent dirty coins for so many years. Anyway, I guess that means I can carry on reading. Oh, that's a special girl you've got there. Your daughter really cares about you.
She does, doesn't she? That reminds me of when she was younger. She always used to...
I'm gonna cut you off, Eloise. I don't have time for a story right now.
Oh, come on!
Very well, another time. But I would still like to show my appreciation. A knight never takes kindness for granted. What can I do for you?
Oh, there's a mountain of things I want, but nothing I can ask you to do. Reading your daughter's heartwarming letter was more than enough. I didn't help you out so I could have a knight owe me a favor. I just wanted to help a friend.
In that case, I hope my words of gratitude will suffice as repayment. I am truly thankful for your help this time, and the next.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, what do you mean, the next?
Oh no, you've just... Oh dear. What have you done? What have you done, Manuela?
Well, my wife's birthday is coming. So, of course, I'm going to need all the help I can get from my gift selection advisor.
You're gonna need to start paying for this service now, aren't you?
Don't push your luck, pal. Eloise, I'll never understand how someone like you can find love. Yet I'm still alone.
Because he's unabashedly himself. And he's silly. And likable. And... I shouldn't make that joke. I should not make I should not make a joke about you being a Twitch thought. And here's the real question. Am I wrong? Alright, now, let's unlock that last support between Caspar and
Why,
Shamir.
hello there. Everything is within your
That was
grasp.
fast.
Come back soon now.
Huh. Only 2 goes? Huh. Historically, it's taken longer than that, but then again, I guess... Unless the distance between B and A is the same, it's just that there's the B plus in there. Actually, that could be it. Hard to say.
You fought well in that battle. You've improved.
I couldn't have done it without you.
True.
What? Come on. You're supposed to disagree and compliment me instead.
You're talking to Shamir. That doesn't happen.
Fine. In the past, you were reckless. Lately, you are less so. You are more considerate of your allies, and much easier to fight alongside.
Whoa, now that's enough. Getting compliments from you is kinda weird.
You asked for it,
But I
buddy.
get what you mean. I feel safer on the battlefield when you're out there with me, too. I always trust that you've got my back. I guess we make a good team.
I can't disagree.
Hey, do you remember that time I saved you and almost got myself killed? You were pretty mad. That actually had a big impact on me. After that, I decided I had to be able to save you without getting hurt myself. So I started paying more attention. I read your movements in battle and stayed out of your way. Before I knew it, it was almost like I could read your mind.
An interesting concept. We have become a very efficient team, but you will never understand my thoughts.
Not true. I know exactly what you're thinking.
Uh-oh. You don't want to go down this road, Caspar. I assure you, you do not want to go down this road.
Then prove it. What am I thinking right now?
Where's the question mark?
Right now? Let's see. You're thinking that I'm a reliable ally in battle, and you'd like to keep fighting by my side.
And I think you've become fluent in the thing called BS.
And you think we're connected. Yeah, that's right. Even though we come from different places, you feel a bond.
I can't wait to see Shamir laugh all over you.
That was all just wishful thinking, wasn't it? I guess I'll never know what's actually going on in your head.
Wishful thinking?
Huh? Oh, I probably said too much.
Oh, jeez.
You did indeed.
If you'll excuse me, I gotta go find a hole to bury my head in.
Don't worry. Your wishes aren't so far from the truth. Now, shall we be off?
Huh? What do you mean? Shamir, wait!
What does she mean? Is this enough? Is this like your A support with, well, your final conversation with Hilda all over again? God, you are the worst. Alrighty, so I believe that's all of the conversations I can unlock regarding the church. At least until I reach Silver Snow and you throw in Shamir, well, you throw Seteth into the mix. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that shows up. Let me check my notes. Yep, most of them are focused around, yeah, Seteth, Gilbert. Yeah, pretty much anyone from either the Blue Lions or any church route, really. Yeah, Catherine, there's the other one. Oh man, that's gonna be fun to unlock. But looks like all the remainder are focused around either Seteth, Catherine, or someone from the Blue Lions, or Claude for the last conversation between him and Balthus. So we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, on with the show. Alright, so until we are able to get the remaining conversations from the Ashen Wolves, most of them will revolve around Sedith and Catherine. So, let's get into that.
I know you are there, Hanneman.
Well, say, are those crest documents? Ah, Seteth, have you finally decided to cooperate with my research?
Nope.
Absolutely not. For 16 years I have refused your requests. I have no intention of changing my mind. But I will lend you these documents I have found, on the condition that you stop following me.
I am quite tempted by the offer, but your cooperation would be of much greater value. Your crest, the major crest of Keyhole, is so rare. As far as I am aware, Seteth, you are the only person ever confirmed to bear that particular crest.
I'm curious as to why, though, because I know that Ferdinand has the minor crest of Keyhole, if I'm not mistaken, so I'm curious to know why. Is minor... I don't know, based on what those who slither in the dark are capable of, I'm curious as to why that is.
How did you come to possess it?
My answer is the same as every other time you have asked. I do not know. I was born a commoner, with no connections to any crests. There are no records of my lineage.
Oh, please. That thin explanation could never discourage me. You must understand, I will dig until I find the truth, no matter how long it takes.
You are wasting your time. I cannot give you the answers you seek. Even if you were to discover the reason why I bear the major crest of Keyhole, I doubt it would satisfy you.
Oh, I think it would.
That is for me alone to decide. And even if you are correct, that confirmation itself would be a valuable discovery. Such is the way of research, yes?
I'm afraid I cannot attest to that. I'm no scholar. In any case, if you really have no need for the documents, you will not mind if I dispose of them.
Let's not do anything hasty now. I will leave you alone, for now. But I am taking these documents with me. Once I complete my research on these papers, it'll be your turn, Seteth. I will learn the truth of your crest.
It is a pointless endeavor. You will learn nothing from me, no matter how much you try.
Perhaps his stubborn nature is one of the effects of his crest. Now that would be an interesting discovery.
No, it would be from putting up for Rhea for so long.
The first stage of my research will be to decipher his personality.
You know he's right there, right? Alright, so the remainder are focused around Catherine, because according to my notes, I've got... Let's see... Yep, so there's 3 remaining for Sedith, and where's the ones for Catherine? And 5 for Catherine, well, not including Dimitri, or Byleth. Yeah, and Sedith not including Byleth either, so... Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of Catherine, basically, and a little bit of Sedith here and there. Sometimes both. See what happens. I'll probably go through the full chain, even though my notes say I've got a few of them unlocked, but let's see how far we get. Starting with one I know I've seen, because I just love seeing this.
Catherine. A moment of your time.
Oh, it's you. Yes?
That sword you wear upon your hip. How did you come by it, exactly?
I don't appreciate your tone. Are you implying I swiped it off someone?
Not at all. But heroes' relics are typically passed down through the bloodlines of the 10 elites. You are descended from a noble family, are you not?
That's none of your business.
Actually.
Let's say I was a nobody, with no relic, no crest. I would still be me, wouldn't I? That's not to say lineage counts for nothing. It just doesn't count as much as how you lived your life and what you live for. Or, let's say I was descended from some noble house. Would that change how you treat me?
Yes, it would. To treat you differently from the common folk would only be appropriate.
You're so narrow-minded, tied down by foolish, antiquated notions.
But the nobility and the common folk are different. If the few did not have capabilities to set them apart from the many, then they would not be the few.
Wow. You really think nobles are better than everyone else, don't you?
I didn't mean to suggest...
You pay so much attention to people's lineage and status that you have no idea who they actually are. Even if I was from the prestigious house whatever, I would never associate with a blowhard like you.
Rip and tear. I'm pretty sure it does improve because I'm pretty sure I looked up that support chain, but still. Rip and tear. Alright, so now...
Not this time!
How about this?
You're overswinging, I guarantee it.
Too slow!
You're mine now!
Nope.
Not quite.
Why can't I do it?
What's wrong, Caspar? Worn out already? You said you wanted to keep going until you managed to hit me.
Oh, I'm gonna hit you. Just let me catch my breath. Losing to you over and over again is exhausting.
That's because you rely on sheer power. You're moving around more than you have to, and it's a waste of energy. You need to start using your head, or you'll never even land a blow.
Well, you were taking some pretty big swings yourself, you know.
I have more experience than you. I can use my energy more efficiently.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You are the famous Thunder Catherine, after all. Wait, I just realized something. I get to train with the legendary wielder of Thunderbrand.
Yeah, just now.
Why is that just occurring to you?
I guess it didn't really sink in until now. I'm training with someone I've always looked up to. You're a legend. Everyone knows about the power of Thunderbrand, even in the Empire.
Stop. I'm not nearly that impressive.
But you are. When I was younger, my friends and I would fight over who got to pretend to use Thunderbrand whenever we would play.
If they actually saw me fighting, I doubt that game would be very popular.
Actually, I'm curious now. Catherine's about only 10 or so years older than Caspar, right? Because I'm pretty sure Catherine's in her early to mid-30s, and most of the students are around 15 or 16, so... I don't know, abiding by military rule. Well, actually, abiding by the rules of the day, actually that does kind of make sense.
I will cut down anyone, even a child, for the sake of my mission. On the battlefield, there is no Thunder Catherine. Only a bloodied soldier crawling in the mud, hacking desperately at her enemies.
Sure, but...
I'm not a hero. I fight only for Lady Rhea and the Goddess. What about me is admirable, Is it my deeds? Or my blade?
What are you doing, Catherine? How far did I look at this one? I'm pretty sure that's as far as I got. Let me verify that real quick. Yeah, that literally is as far as I got. How the hell are they gonna pursue that? Now, for one I know I haven't seen.
Catherine, Thunderbrand, I'm here to see it.
Well, that came out of the blue.
Why am I not surprised?
I wish for you to show me Thunderbrand so I may better understand the relic before I attempt to use it.
You want to use Thunderbrand. Is this a joke?
A twisted joke?
By no means. My research demands this next step.
Have you paid any attention to your training? If you use a hero's relic that doesn't match your crest, you'll become a demonic beast.
I am well aware of what became of Miquelon Gautier. It is true that those lacking a crest are easily turned into demonic beasts when attempting to use any relic. However, research indicates that if you have a crest, even if the relic is not compatible, it's less likely that you will be transformed against your will.
So you're gonna take that lesser chance? It's probably still a pretty good chance.
Less likely doesn't mean impossible. I won't let you take such a dangerous gamble.
There's no recorded example of a transformation occurring after a single use of a relic. One attempt is barely a gamble. So, as a man of science, let me use it just once.
Nope, never.
What the hell are you thinking, Linhardt?
Let's say you're right and I do become a demonic beast. What of it? I'm the only one who will be inconvenienced.
Along with whoever else you may end up killing in the process. And are you seriously saying that you are willing to die for whatever crazy research you're up to.
And I've already made preparations to be subdued should that occur.
Seriously?
I fail to see your problem.
You're a fool. Don't talk about the hero's relics like they're toys to play with.
Fine then, forget I asked. There is no persuading you when you're angry. Let us resume this conversation another time.
If you come back another time, you'll find my position hasn't changed.
What the hell? Well, that came out of nowhere. What? I mean, I expected Linhardt to be more interested in the crest of Karen, not using the damn relic. What? You are an imbecile. You are such an imbecile. What is your game? Alright, so before we get to the really fun ones, Balthus. Well, actually, this is the fun one.
Balti? Still training at this hour? How unexpectedly diligent of you.
Ah, Hilda! How are things? Anything of note to report?
No? I'm not sure what you mean.
Oh, I don't know. You haven't been approached by any lovelorn goons lately, have you?
Huh?
Now that you mention it, it's been a few days since any guys have flirted with me.
Fantastic! They got the hint.
Wait, what?
Whoa, wait a second. Are you pulling some weird prank on me?
Is this some kind of twisted joke?
I'm just doing my best to keep my promise to Holst, that's all.
Oh, not this again. That was ages ago. I'm sure my brother's forgotten all about it.
Dead wrong, pal. I actually had the chance to see him recently, and he had a new request for me.
Oh?
What? He told you to get rid of any guys who show interest in me so that I stay his innocent little sister forever?
That sounds more like Sedith than Holst, don't you think?
Fair point. What was the request?
Guys here have the gall to consider you a potential bride. It's my job to test them, see if they're worthy.
Uh-oh.
I don't like where this is going.
Wait.
Since Holst isn't here to do the honors, I've spread the word that nobody is fit to marry you unless they can defeat the great king of grappling in a fight.
Uh-oh.
What? That's exactly the same as getting rid of them.
How so? It only eliminates the guys who are dumb enough to take up the challenge.
No one is that dumb. No one around here thinks they can beat the stupendous king of grappling or whatever.
That's why I leveled the playing field by allowing sneak attacks. Plenty have already tried their luck. One guy actually tried to strangle me in my sleep.
Wow, a sleep strangler. He sounds like husband material.
And that's why I've been training so much. Can't let you end up with some weakling after all.
This is madness.
Madness?
If you keep getting stronger, there won't be anyone who fits the bill.
This is Balthus.
True. You could spend your whole life searching and never find a match for Balthus the Great.
Wait, is that the point here?
The only people who stand a chance are Holst and me.
To prove that you're worthy of my hand in marriage, you're going to fight yourself?
I always knew I was my own worst enemy. One day I'll finally meet my equal in battle. Me.
What?
So you're going to punch yourself out? Is that your idea of a romantic gesture?
Knowing Balthus? Yes.
When that fateful day arrives, Hilda, I want you to know that I intend to keep my word.
Wait.
A girl could do worse, I suppose.
Wait, huh? God. Okay then. That's just how it's gonna be. Alright, so... It's been a while since I've seen these conversations, so I guess we'll start with one I know I've unlocked, but since I don't have too much of a memory of it.
How are you, Catherine? You look well enough.
Oh, yes, I'm fine. Never better.
That is good. I cannot help but be concerned, given your tendency toward incautious behavior. While boldness can be a virtue, I do hope you will bear in mind that recklessness is not. A moment's negligence can lead to a mortal wound for even the most skilled fighter.
You worry too much. If they saw me in action, the wounds themselves would cower.
That is precisely the attitude that worries me. especially given your history. You have been gravely injured before, as you no doubt recall.
Me? Gravely injured? When did that happen?
You mean you have forgotten? It was during your days as a student at the Officers' Academy. There was an excursion, a monster hunt. You charged ahead and left your fellow students behind. You ended up alone and surrounded. You almost died. Do you truly not remember?
Are you sure? All I remember is cutting down monsters left and right.
That is true enough, but you nearly bled to death in the aftermath. The Archbishop was so concerned for your life that she tended your wounds personally.
Oh, that was when that happened. Finally! It all fits together. Lady Rhea looking after me. Now that I remember clearly. That was the first time she ever spoke to me. I was lying on the ground, caked in mud, and she gently picked me up, even stroked my hair. The emotions were so overpowering that they must have just cleared away my memory of the whole incident. So it was during the monster hunt. Thanks, Sedith. That's been bothering me for ages.
That is not quite why I brought it up.
Come to think of it, Lady Rhea hasn't healed me since then. We've got to find Lady Rhea, and then maybe someday she'll honor me like that again.
Oh boy. I don't remember if I've unlocked this one or not. Probably not.
That battle was a decent challenge, but when push came to shove, they didn't have a chance. Before long, all of the church's enemies will have been destroyed.
You must really love worshipping the church. Or is it just Rhea?
Lady Rhea. You're the only one in the Knights who doesn't address her with the proper respect. It's not just that I worship Lady Rhea. I respect her, admire her, revere her.
I don't get the Ceros religion. Or Rhea.
Shamir, if you were anyone else, I would cut you down for saying that. She saved your life.
She did, and that's why I fight for her. Doesn't mean I worship her.
You never change. You're so stubborn.
Speak for
You're
yourself.
the stubborn one.
There you go.
When we're on missions related to Rhea, it's like you're wearing blinders. Wanting to help her is admirable, but you'll be of no use if you get yourself killed.
I don't plan on getting killed, and it's not that I'm wearing blinders. I'm just focused. I've devoted my heart to Lady Rhea. She's the reason I wield my sword.
As long as you don't get killed or cause me any trouble, I don't really care.
So my death would cause you trouble?
That's not what I meant.
Let's give it a rest. There's no point in arguing.
Fine, but I want you to know something. It's not easy to put your life in the hands of someone who doesn't share your beliefs.
I understand. I think we can both agree on that.
Where does this end up? Curious. Well, I guess we'll see before too long.